This week on Steel Horse Thunder, we saw the poker run. Now let's take a look at the big ride. It's the Miracle Ride weekend.
This just shows the biker community, their awesomeness continues to grow. If that's a real sentence, can you be more awesome than this has been every year?
Then I literally get to take an adventure on the adventure bike. And I'm telling you, it's not a true adventure bike unless you have a cigarette lighter and an ashtray. Now that's an adventure. All that and much more this week on Steel Horse Thunder. Tell Grandpa to keep it under 150, okay?
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
Hey, winter's among us, but spring is right around the corner. It's time to start putting those rides together for next year.
Absolutely. We would love to host an event here at Flat Out Motorsports. We have plenty of parking, plus the facility is large enough that if weather turns on us, we can move it inside.
And that's the nice thing. This place is so big, there is more than just motorcycles. There's every kind of toy you can think of.
Absolutely. If you're going to hunt or plow your driveway or just have another recreational vehicle, this is a place.
No doubt. So Vince, how do people get in touch with you here?
Well, it's really easy to reach out to us on Facebook, and you can check our current events there, or you can stop by the store. We're on 88th Place in Hague, which is just south on I-6 Street. You can see us really easy from I-69.
Yes.
The attorneys at Leidendorf Law have over 100 years of experience in personal injury and wrongful death litigation. Call us at Leidendorf Law. Leidendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Don't look now. Crambo's isn't just paint. It's your one-stop shop for motorcycle gear, parts, and service. Crambo's, voted the Indy A-List #1 motorcycle shop 2 years running, has expanded with the state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment for tuning your fuel-injected Harley and a new paint facility to make your bike stand out from all the others. Crambo's also has a new retail area complete with leather, chrome, audio, and all your parts and service needs. Crambo's, voted #1 for a reason.
You have been injured in an automobile collision, and suddenly your vocabulary has been expanded to include terms totally unfamiliar to you. We know accidents can be overwhelming to the injured victims and their families. You know you can put your trust in the familiar faces of Leidendorf Law. We take care of you and your family so that you can focus on recovering from your injuries. Leidendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Hey man, it's a Sunday morning. We're in Indianapolis. We're at Allison Transmission. There are, I don't know, 5,000 to 6,000 motorcycles in the parking lot. What does that mean, Cindy?
That means it's the Miracle Ride.
A lot of bikes out here this year. I mean, they're just everywhere. So we're going to go. We're going to have some fun like we always do. Is this not one of the best weekends in Indiana?
Best weekend, biggest ride in Indiana. It's a great one for a great cause. Love it.
All right, man. Let's go meet some people. So, have you ever done the Miracle Ride before?
No.
First time?
Yes.
How'd you get here?
The hotel. My grandpa.
Grandpa?
Yep.
How cool is Grandpa?
Cool.
Grandpas that ride a motorcycle are like the coolest. So you stayed in the hotel. So where do you live?
Rochester.
What state is that in?
America.
It's in America? Rochester, America? Right on. Somebody told me that you guys were from Tennessee?
Nope.
No? You're not from Tennessee? Just Rochester, America? Hey, we're up here at the 2017 Miracle Ride. I'm with Tom Griswold. Tom, you guys have been a part of this for a long, long time. What do you think about the weather today?
Wow, well, thanks, Scott. I know that you're responsible for the weather. All week long the forecast was terrible, which is great because obviously it's going to be a great day for the Miracle Ride. The 24th, if you've never done this, number 25 is next year. We want to have the biggest crowd ever. And it's tremendous that the weather is held up, but this just shows the biker community, their awesomeness continues to grow. If that's a real sentence, can you be more awesome than this has been every year? Number 24, 25 coming up, and it's all of you folks watching. It's word of mouth. Tell your friends on Facebook what this is all about. And, of course, it's all about the Riley Hospital for Children and all those great people that work there, the nurses, the doctors, the technicians, just everybody there. It's an amazing spot. In the background, you can hear the Gordon Pipers jamming with some bagpipe music. This is always a great event, and I know, Scott, you're a big part of it, so thank you. And maybe next year I'm going to grow a beard with What are those called? Pigtails? I can't do that. I don't have a very good beard. But I really appreciate everybody coming out every year. Thank you.
Hey, we're up here at the 2017 Miracle Ride, and if you remember last week at the poker runs, we met a really cool-looking trike, and we heard a story about another trike that was basically the twin, and I believe we found it here at the Miracle Ride. Tell me a little bit about your rig here.
It's powered by Volkswagen. Of course, front end's a Honda. The gentleman that had the original that you seen, he actually put this together for me so I could haul my chair and stuff. So.
Can you tell me a little bit about how this operates?
It's basically everything just like a bike. The transmission's, of course, a Volkswagen Trans, but throttles and everything, brakes and everything work just like a regular motorcycle.
And so for this, like you said, you can haul your chair with it and everything else. So that means everything is up on the handlebars. Then all your transmission, everything is up there.
Yes, everything's done by the hands.
How long you been riding this?
I've probably been on a trike for probably about 8 years, 9 years.
And so have you ever done the Miracle Ride before?
Yes, yeah, wouldn't miss it. Awesome ride.
Good deal, man. Well, I tell you what, it's really cool. I'm glad that we bumped into you up here. I knew they said you were going to be here today, and sure enough, we found you. And it pretty much is the twin to his trike, isn't it?
It is. His got a little more horsepower than mine, but it gets us on the road.
There you go. Well, thanks. Be safe today and enjoy the day.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, buddy, did you ride this thing here by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You did? You going to ride around the track and everything today?
Mm-hmm.
Is this like the coolest thing you've ever done?
Yes.
Yes. How much fun do you have when you're riding on a motorcycle?
A lot.
Yeah. Who do you ride with?
My daddy and Papa.
Papa's cooler than Daddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I knew it.
So we're here at the Miracle Ride, and I noticed that you guys had to work on your bike. What's going on with your bike?
I had a little bit too much oil in it.
That
I overfilled
stinks.
it. Yeah, I overfilled it, so we had to tip it on its side and drain a little bit of the oil out, so it should be okay now, hopefully.
Well, I hope so. So you're going to go on the ride still?
Oh, yeah.
So is this your first ride?
No, I've been on a couple times.
Well, cool. Where are you from?
Crown Point, Indiana.
So you rode down. Is that a long way from here? I don't know where exactly it's at.
120 miles.
That's a pretty good ride.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your day today.
Thank you.
So you spent time at Riley Hospital?
Yep.
What do you think about that hospital?
It's fun.
Yeah.
To make it fun for us.
Are the people there nice?
Yes, very.
Very nice. I got more than one word on that answer right there. That means they must really be nice at Riley Hospital. Well, that's so cool. So you spent time at Riley Hospital. Now here you are riding for the other kids that are in there right now.
Yeah.
That's a great lesson to teach everybody right there. You know what? Some people helped you out. Now you're helping the people out. That's the way it's supposed to work, man. Thank you so much for coming out here today. Question number 1, have you ever done this ride before?
Yes, I have. Probably about, this is my 4th time.
Oh, okay. So you're a seasoned veteran then out here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it looks like a bigger crowd this year, and I think because the weather has finally held out and we're having good weather. In the last few years, it's been a little rainy and stuff like that, and but it seems to be a really good crowd. Now, I'm looking at your scooter here. Now, I love the Road King. I've been riding the Road King for 17 years. Where'd you get some of this work done? I love the paint job you got going here, but the lid to your saddlebags, how'd you get that?
My saddlebags were done up at Riding Leather up north. Yeah, absolutely. And they did a great job. I just wanted to put something like gator or something exotic on it, so there's my tail there too. So pretty much just what I wanted to do.
So you guys are out here at the Miracle Ride today. How many times have you done it?
This is my 6th year and her 3rd year.
My 3rd. So that's pretty cool. You told me that you have a reason why you do it. Tell me about that.
Well, we sure do. Our youngest was in the hospital for 8 weeks at Riley's, and it was the best thing I never want to do again. But I'll tell you, it's just a different experience. They treated us like gold, the family, the patient, everything. It was unbelievable. So this is the least we could do.
So your daughter's doing good, though?
Oh, she's doing fantastic, our little firecracker. So she's more ornery than both of us combined, I'd say.
Now, does she have to keep on coming to Riley all the time?
No, luckily we're released. She has to do check-ins every so often, but beyond that, I mean, we're good to go. So just nothing beyond a normal checkup. So
who you riding with here?
My grandpa.
Our grandpa's the coolest.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that ride motorcycles, right?
Yeah.
Well, Grandpa's pretty cool to bring you out here on this bike. We're going to have a beautiful day. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you're going to get to ride right by the hospital and see some of the kids out there. And then, did you know you're going to go on the Indy 500 track?
Yeah.
Tell Grandpa to keep it under 150, okay?
Okay.
What's your favorite part about the Miracle Ride?
The whole purpose of it. Giving back to the hospital. They do a fabulous job with the kids. I've been over there and done some donations as well, and it's just, you know, I'm healthy, you know, and I've got kids that are healthy too, and, you know, we take it for granted, but there's folks over there that, because of our contributions, they're able to do great things for families.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Yes, and I've been able to talk to some kids out here today that spent time at Riley, and to me that's even more special when you see a young child on the back of a bike said, yeah, I was in there, I was in that hospital, now I have an opportunity to give back. And that's what I'm saying, that's what it's all about. When we do that, man, it makes the world go round. Hey, we're up here at Renegade Classics. We're on 96th Street and Allisonville Road. Nikki, the store has a new look to it. Can you tell me about it?
I sure can. So in this section we have our travel bags, and then we have our weather gear so we can keep you on the road as long as possible. And then we move into our helmet section. So we have your half helmets, we have your 3/4, we have your modulars, we have our leather vests, leather jackets, we also have denim and textile vests. Then we move into our chaps, lined and unlined. On the far wall we have the gloves, ladies and men's. Then we have our boots. And then we move into the ladies section, so we have ladies vests, ladies jackets, and then a few accessories. Over here we move into our care section, which we have cleaners, anything you need to do an oil change, anything you need to store your bike, so covers. And then we have our karaoke wall, so we have lots of different accessories for your bike, give it a different look, change it up a little bit.
Well, Nikki, I love what you've done with the store. And we're just thrilled to have you guys with Steel Horse Thunder as a sponsor. And remember, when you come in here to visit them, make sure you tell them Steel Horse Thunder sent you. How would you describe, in a nutshell, what is Texas Corral?
Texas Corral is more than a restaurant. It's actually it's a Texas-themed dining experience. It's good for the whole family. If you want to come and bring everyone, or if you just want to come in and have a beer, it's totally fine either way.
And just like in Texas, everything is bigger here.
Absolutely. We have big beers, big samplers, but low prices.
So whether you're taking the family out to dinner, or if you just finished riding the back roads of beautiful southern Indiana with your buddies on the motorcycles, Texas Corral is the place to be. 2 great locations.
This is a standard lawyer commercial. This is a dramatic shot of me walking down the hallway. This is a stage scene of me talking to clients, even though they're not actual clients. This is the closing shot in my office, where I say my catchphrase looking professional and confident. Look, all lawyer commercials are the same, but not all lawyers are the same. Ladendorf Law has been involved in the motorcycle community for over 35 years, with many more years to come. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are.
So Susan, tell me, how long have you been riding? First of all, you are the Southside Harley-Davidson featured woman rider. Tell me about your bike.
It's a Yamaha V-Star 650. I've been riding for a little while. I used to ride as a kid and got away from riding, and then my partner and I, we started riding about 5 years ago. Started riding with him, and then I got my own bike. So I enjoy it.
So is this your first bike?
No. I had dirt bikes and 3-wheelers when I was a kid. First motorcycle, yeah.
Did you go through the ABA course to learn to ride?
Sure did, yeah.
So did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I would recommend it to anybody.
I would too. It's great. Yeah. Well, your bike is so cool. I love these mirrors that you have on here. Did you put those on there?
No, they were already on there when I got the bike.
Are you doing any kind of bling bling or anything to your bike?
Not yet, but I plan on it.
So when did you get this bike?
About 3 years ago. got it off in the rider.
Well, I'm sure you're going to do some stuff to it, but have you went on any long trips?
No, well, yeah, actually, we went to the dunes, and then we're getting ready to do a ride in a couple of weeks. Talking about going down to Kentucky and Tennessee.
Going to the trail, the Dragon Tail?
No, I'll save that for everybody else.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
Well, I love this bike. It's a beautiful bike. Did you enjoy your ride today?
I did. It did. It was perfect, not too hot. It was pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoy a lot of miles on this bike and have fun.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Thank you.
At Hangout of Flames, we've added a lot to our showroom. We've added lots of biker gear, lots of lighting, a lot of accessories. We've added Parts Unlimited and drag specialties to our unlimited supply of parts we can get for you.
Here at Hangout of Flames, we let you come in the back, show you things about your bike that you didn't know, teach you about them, and work with you on your bikes. We work on metric standards, Yamaha, Harley, four-wheelers, dirt bikes, everything and anything you have. It's a great place to come in and get your bike worked on, or even come in and hang out.
Motorcycle riders want the freedom of the open road. Unfortunately, other motorists often do not give riders the proper attention the law requires. Call us at Leidendorf Law. Like family, because we are.
Mother Nature is my playground, and when I hit the trail, I drive hard. And Mother Nature, she hits back even harder. Line-X protects my vehicle inside and out, guaranteed to withstand even the harshest of elements. I've learned that anything worth protecting is worth overprotecting. Because when protection matters most, I Line-X it.
Hey, I'm up here at Honda Dryer South. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. It's also a very busy Saturday morning, but they were kind enough to let us come in and ride a bike. I'm gonna hop on this KTM 1190 adventure bike. I haven't seen it yet. I've never been on anything like this, so I'm pretty excited about this. Let's take a look. Well, that's a lot of machine right there. I like it. I like it. Always loved the KTM brand. I've always heard good things about them, and I've never been able to get on one of these before. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing this. I hope there's some dirt roads with some good hills to climb or something. Some creeks to go through or something. You know, obviously being an adventure bike, the first thing you notice, it's a tall bike. I mean, it's sitting up nice and tall. You know, it's got it's got some pretty cool things here. I like the fairing. I like the way the fairing sits. This is something right here you could beat it up and it's going to be able to take a little bit of punishment. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. You know, it's you can feel a little bit of give in the shocks. It's tall. Now I am flat-footed, but I'm also over 6 foot tall and 225 pounds to give you an idea to scale the bike. So if you're taller, it's obviously going to be a little easier to ride something like this. But it's important. It's why it's called an adventure bike. This is to go wherever you need to go. You can go there on this bike, and that's why it sits so high. But you know, I mean, obviously, like I said, I'm still flat-footed on it. So now I myself, I ride a cruiser most of the time. So obviously, it sits totally different than that. You're going to be sitting up tall. Your feet are going to be right here at the midsection of the bike. I'm really interested to see how this windshield works. Wind deflector, I don't know what the technical name for it is, but I'm curious to see how that works. It's obviously low enough where you're looking over top, you're not looking through it or anything. And again, the bike sits tall, the handlebars are kind of straight bars. It's totally different than anything I ride. I'm used to riding something with ape hangers and everything else, so this is a totally different ride. I'm psyched about it. I can't wait to get it out on the road. So now something that'll be really different and something I've never rode before, this is obviously, it's all stationary. It's a stationary fairing or whatever. Everything I have is like a bat wing or something where it turns with your handlebars. And as you can see, this one is stationary. So This will be a little different than what I've ever rode before. And I'm telling you, it's not a true adventure bike unless you have a cigarette lighter and an ashtray. Now that's an adventure. Boy, I'm on top of the world on this thing. Ultra smooth transmission, holy cow. Love the transmission on this thing. Throttle response is pretty good too. I know why they call it an adventure bike. It was all I could do to keep from pulling out in these muddy old cornfields. My God, that's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Well, Steve, first of all, let me say thank you for letting me take this out. I've never rode anything like this, and this is obviously something that's completely out of my field of expertise, which is really, really small field, very small field. But, you know, as a avid motorcycle rider, you know, I love all kind of bikes. This was a blast to ride. This was something that totally different than anything else I've ever rode, because even though, I mean, it's sitting up tall, obviously you're sitting up way up in the air like that. But the handlebars, I thought maybe it'd be like where I'd be leaning over so far that it would wear my arms out, you know? And I talk about, and those bikes are fun to ride for me, but I can only do that for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'm old enough now where I gotta stop for a while. This was totally different. I mean, I literally was sitting up. I mean, I really wasn't hunched over. I was kind of sitting up. I even took it out on the interstate for a minute, and I mean, obviously there's not a question of power whatsoever. Yeah. And I mean, you could ride this. You know, I've talked about other bikes in the past where I always say, you know, it'd be a great bike to have in the Smoky Mountains, but I could never ride it to the Smoky Mountains. Correct. This bike, you could literally ride it to the Smoky Mountains. I mean, even if you had to get on the interstate, I'm not going to tell you how quick I was going, but you're going to stay right with traffic or a lot faster than them if you want. Sure. But just tell me a little bit about this bike. I mean, obviously it's an adventure bike. It's, you know, it sits up nice and tall so you can get off the road. You have no idea how much I wanted to bring this back all muddy because of all the rain that there's been around this area. There's a lot of fields full of mud and everything else. I thought, boy, you could have some fun on there. Exactly. So, but if you could, just tell me a little bit about this bike.
Sure. It's the adventure category has grown a lot in the last several years in the United States. It's been big worldwide for a long time, but so it's kind of like what you're saying. It's you can ride this bike to work and back. You can take a trip on it. You can go explore on it. You can do whatever you want. It's a pretty cool motorcycle. They have a lot of power. This thing's got 150 horsepower in its unregulated mode, but it has lots of features like traction control, ABS brakes, things to make it safer. There's a rain control, so if it was like last week, it was pouring down rain, you can't spin the back tire out on this thing. You can ride it hard, and you're riding it like a MotoGP guy, you know, in the rain. Right. You know, it's pretty cool. It gives you a lot of confidence. Wow. They have comfort settings, so if you want to ride hard, like you go to Deals Gap, you mentioned, hey, I want to ride this thing as hard as I can go. There's settings for the power and the suspension to do that. Hey, riding to Deals Gap, I want comfort. Right. All right, I can have that. You can put those big boxes on them. You can do 2 up on them, and then there's settings for 1 person, 2 person, loaded, unloaded. It's all through your controls on the handlebars, so it's pretty neat. Then you've got it's got things like clocks and how many miles to empty. You know, you get out, maybe you're out in Nevada or somewhere like, I don't know where the nearest gas station is, 290 miles to go to empty, you know. So, I mean, it'll tell you that stuff as you go. And if you're riding hard, it'll adjust that down. If you're on the interstate, it'll adjust it up just like cars do today. Yeah. So, the transmission. Holy cow. Yeah. The smoothness of the transmission. Right. I mean, it goes into gear so easy. And so, I mean, you know when it's in gear, but it glides. I mean, everything is just so smooth about this. And that's what has appealed to so many people. People have come off of cruisers, off of Hondas, Harleys, other brands, and it's like well, it's neat, it's cool, it's fun. You know, it's so that's what we hear from people when they ride them. It's initially it's like, well, what's this about? And then you get them to go out on a test drive. It's like, man, that is neat. Sort of a little bit of an off-roadish feel. You know, like you say, I want to go across the field.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I'm still gonna mount, put some knobby tires on this thing and go tear it up.
Well, when you look at the ads, whether it's on like motorcycle magazine ads, some of them you'll see knobby tires on them.
Is that right?
And like out in Wyoming, Colorado, they go on roads that you wouldn't typically go on.
Yeah.
And across the desert, you know. So it gives you like construction zones and stuff like that. No big deal. Let's go for it. You know.
Yeah.
You're looking for roads that's a little challenging. You know, when you ride one. So.
Well, you know, my bucket list is I want to ride to Alaska.
Yeah. This would be a perfect bike to do that.
This is the type of bike you do that on. This is exactly what you would want.
Going
to do
across one of the
like that.
passes, oh, there's snow on it. I'm in June, but there's snow. Hey, go for it. You know, it's like.
Yeah, this was really nice. Now, you know, you're a tall guy. I'm a tall guy. We're both over 6 foot tall. Now I fit really good on this.
Yeah.
But I know now Cindy tried to get on here.
Right.
She couldn't. Her feet couldn't even touch one side.
That's the negative.
Do they make smaller ones though?
Well, not. I mean, they're sort of. KTM for 2018 is going to have a 1090. A little less size, should be a little lower in seat height. BMW has some. Honda's got the Africa Twin. They're all, the downside to those kinds of bikes are they're tall. And they need to work on that. That's the challenge. Get them down where you got a seat height that people can, the average person can ride. There are some kits available. You can change the internals of the shocks and drop it an inch and a half. It doesn't sound like much, but that's a fair amount.
It makes a big difference, and obviously you don't want to drop it all the way down because then you lose the whole purpose of the fact that it's an adventure bike.
You lose your ground clearance, yeah. So, but it's got features like ABS. You know, for people that are experienced, it enhances their ride. For people that aren't experienced, it helps them. ABS brakes, traction control.
The braking was fantastic.
Yeah, they have state-of-the-art brakes.
Yes, the braking was fantastic. Acceleration was great. What is the price range for a motorcycle like this?
You're going to be looking at between $13,900 to about $20,000, depending on which model. This one here is $16,999. Of course, there's some incentives always on stuff, but they have the Super Adventure that's got a little more than this. It comes with the bags. It's about $20,000.
Okay.
The BMWs are a little bit over that. Triumph Tigers are 18 to 21. So they're not inexpensive motorcycles, but
but they're not.
The versatility of them gives you. You don't have to have a cruiser and a sport bike and a regular motorcycle. It does it all in one. So.
Right. And it's not astronomical either.
No.
It was actually a little cheaper than what I thought it would be. So no, I thought that was actually a pretty good price.
Still Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
Scott Schnizzler's going to tell you that he's at the Miracle Ride today filming. So pay attention, will you?
Whenever he says he's ready, he says he's ready.
All right.
What's your name?
Caitlin.
How do you spell that?
K-A-T-E-L-Y-N.
See? These questions aren't that hard, are they?